Life has a way of quietly unraveling us, doesn't it? We wake up every day thinking the world will be the same, thinking we're the same. But one word, one glance, one moment, and suddenly everything changes. For Lily, it all started in the halls of her high school. At first, it was just a whisper here, a joke there.
Hey, loser. Nice bag. Did you get it from the trash?
They were words that didn't even seem to matter at first. She tried to laugh them off, to pretend she didn't hear. But deep down, those words stung. They would laugh as she passed by, in groups, behind her back. But somehow, it was worse when they did it to her face. When the smiles were a little too wide, the eyes a little too cold. At night, it was impossible to escape. It followed her home, into her thoughts, into the silence of her room. The shame crept in, creeping under her skin like an itch she couldn't scratch. Each day she went to school, it felt like she was sinking deeper into herself. The weight of it all, the pressure to fit in, to be enough, was suffocating. She would sit alone in the cafeteria, pretending to scroll on her phone, but really, she was just counting the minutes until the bell would ring again. It didn't matter where she went, who she was with, the bullying always found her. And every time she tried to ignore it, tried to act like it didn't bother her, but inside she was breaking. A little piece of her heart shattered with every cruel remark. Weeks turned into months, and the bullying didn't stop. It grew worse, louder, more brutal. The whispers, the stares, the taunts, they became a constant presence in her life. It felt like she was walking through a haze, unable to escape the venomous voices that followed her every step. She stood up, ready to leave, but her legs felt like lead. Her hands were shaking, her breath caught in her throat. Every ounce of her wanted to cry, to scream, to run away. But she couldn't. She was trapped in a cycle she couldn't escape. That night, Lily went home and shut herself in her room. She sat on the floor, hugging her knees to her chest, her body trembling with the force of her emotions.
Why does it have to be me? Why can't I be like everyone else?
The tears streamed down her face, and for the first time in a long while, Lily felt completely, utterly lost. But then, something unexpected happened. Lily was walking home that day, weighed down by the endless pain, when she saw someone waiting by the school gates. It was Coach Thompson, her PE coach, who had always been tough but fair. He had noticed her quiet struggle before, but today, he wasn't going to let her go unnoticed. Lily stopped in her tracks, surprised. She didn't feel like talking to anyone, but something about his steady presence calmed her nerves. He gestured for her to sit on the bench nearby.
I've been watching you, Lily. I know things haven't been easy lately, but I want you to listen to me. I've seen strength in you, more than you realize.
She looked at him, shaking her head.
Strength? I don't have any strength left. All they do is tear me down, and I'm tired, Coach. I'm just tired.
I get it. I really do. But you need to understand this. What they say about you, how they treat you, it's not a reflection of who you are. You don't have to let their words shape your life. They're just trying to make you feel small, but you're bigger than that. You're better than that.
The words didn't sink in right away. Lily wanted to believe him. She wanted so badly to believe that things could get better, that she could be better. But the road ahead felt too long, too hard. She could barely imagine a life where the pain didn't follow her everywhere she went. The next few days were a blur of confusion and internal battle. The bullying didn't stop, but somewhere deep within her, something had shifted. Something inside Lily had begun to resist. She remembered Coach Thompson's words, even when it felt impossible. As the days turned into weeks, the pain didn't disappear. It didn't magically fade away, but Lily's perspective started to shift. It was subtle at first, like a tiny crack in the wall she'd built around herself. When she woke up every morning, she was no longer focused on how to hide her bruises or avoid the bullies. She was learning to face them, if only in her own heart. One afternoon, as Lily was walking home, she overheard some girls gossiping near the school gate. They didn't see her, but their words were loud enough to sting.
Did you see Lily today? She looked like she hadn't slept in days.
She's such a weirdo. Why doesn't she just disappear already?
Lily froze for a second, feeling the familiar weight of their words. Her heart pounded, her throat tightening with the urge to cry. But this time, she didn't retreat. This time, she didn't run. She stood tall, even if it was just for herself. For the first time in a long while, she realized something. They could say whatever they wanted. They could judge her. They could try to tear her down. But their words no longer had the power they once did. The pain was still there, but she didn't have to carry it alone. She had made it this far, and that, she thought, was enough.